lot of feedback from
I'm
dealers.
sorry. Say that again. I think I missed something key. You sell what?
We sell through a dealer network. We sell our software as a service offering through a dealer network. So we have like different audience. We have the dealers, we have the buyers, and we have the users of the product.
Right. Yep.
And all three of them say very different things.
Yes, that's great.
Well, that's right. I mean, so we have the same problem. You know, we in that framework that I gave, the folks that advance the offering to those that engage, which was the 5 E's are engagement, the things I talked about attract, influence, entitle, fulfill, service, and nurture. Those are basically people that advance the offering to those that engage. And you have to capture their opinion as well, because if the salespeople hate it, they say, look, we don't have appropriate marketing material to describe the value proposition of these offerings, or we don't have, the pricing's too complicated, too many options in the pricing table, or we don't understand the geographic availability of the SaaS property because it's not really a worldwide thing, or customers are telling us that competitor XYZ is totally kicking our butt because they're twice as fast and a tenth the price. All that stuff is just as important as the customer feedback. So that in that framework that I described, everybody participates in the understanding of both their sentiment and their usage. You might find out I transformed a $2.6 billion portfolio from 227 products down to 3 platforms that were add-ons and companions. And the reason I did that was I found we had 114 personas that we were serving because everybody had gone, berserk with design thinking. And the sales team, I went and interviewed the sales team and the marketing team, and none of them could articulate more than about 10 personas and 15 of the products. So we had a bunch of stuff that was just sitting on the shelf, never to be sold and never to be marketed because it was too complicated. So I transformed the whole thing into 3 platforms with add-ons and companions. And I did that not because the customers were asking for it. I did that because the marketing and the sales teams were asking for it based on surveys with them and one-on-one conversations. But it's a big organization. It was a 5,000-person organization, and I did a lot of legwork, and I had people on my team do that legwork. And we synthesized up what the problems were and drove a transformation of the portfolio based on that. That was all before actually delivering any beta. I know you guys want the headline of this thing is talk about beta, but it seems like we're talking about SaaS transformation. And maybe I'm taking it off target. If I am, drive me back, pull me back. But this is, before you even do an alpha or a beta, this is just what does the sales team need? If you don't design for the sales team and design for the marketing team, the products, you are bound to fail. So they are just as important prior to your first release, prior to any alpha release or a beta release. Make sure you understand the degree of self-serve that you're going to have in that offering and the corresponding role of the sales and marketing teams. Marketing being paramount with self-serve, and there's lots of things that are not full self-serve. They have to have, consulting or configuration services around them or whatever. And so then the sales team matters.
So that's great. I think that's similar to the situation we're in. How when you were at IBM, how did you take the input of all those different sources, sometimes providing contradictory feedback, and how did you bring that in a digestible way back to the development of your solutions?
I first established this conceptual model that I verbally described to you that has a set of graphics that go with it. That's, it's pretty easy to understand. I gave you guys the 3-minute version of it because I know I'm on your dime, but I can explain the whole thing in sufficient detail for anybody to understand in an hour, just the framework. I published it internally. I built an internal website for the entire company from my CTO office. I published that framework, had a bunch of blog entries around it so people could understand it, and I used that framework to describe as a single lens what I was hearing from people. And we actually had what we call the euthanasia project. we took our 104. I put all 114 personas up on a single